Okay, I'm going to tell you how to and do not register a vehicle in the Nazi state of California. And this is paperwork we supplied. I have a lawsuit, and everything seems to be going through the special processing unit. So here's the start. Is that vehicle there? It is a 5-ton 1983. I guess this is a 923 A1. I'm trying to get other photos, but of course I can't see the other photos because I don't do this. So, what did I do? I went to the DMV and I requested this, paid the taxes on it to have it registered as historic. What a historic does is it stops you from doing weight, and then there's restriction required, events, things like that. The deal was I get the vehicle registered in the person's name. He would purchase the vehicle for cash. What I have is a title from Tennessee. Went to there. They said I had to go through CHP. That was my number one thing. So I went to CHP. They went to the VIN number on the dash and immediately told me that it had rivets versus Phillips screws. They couldn't verify it because the manufacturer says that there's only one VIN on it. It's not a VIN, it's a serial number. Here's the catch. Behind the driver's side, next to the steering pump, whenever these things get retrofitted, it is stamped in the frame. So that is a secondary VIN number or the substitution for the federal label. I did not have to go to CHP. They verified this. Now on this, by doing that, that stopped me from going anyplace else, but it says, any altercation or erasure voids this title. So this is considered private property. He stamped this deliberately. By the way, this is where you do not go. Avoid this crook at any freaking cost. He's been screwing people for the last 15 years that I can find. Nothing gets past him. He's playing judge, jury, and executioner. So, you get this. You get the forms you need by calling the number, which I verified before, who's it getting registered to, all the other stuff, and then get a VIN inspection. The VIN inspection, I had them do here, and I had to fight for this. So basically, it appears okay, everything's fine. They said unable to locate secondary VIN. Because of this, they said do not process, refer to CHP. It's on there. CHP refuses to look here because they don't want you to register the vehicle. They are not the state. They will come up with laws and reasons why you can't register it. So, what you can do against CHP for these violations is you can file an IA report in Sacramento. That's an internal investigations for problem against you. I filed one for destruction of private property, being the title, and discrimination. So this is the form for the state form. So amount, how much it would cost me to do it for a one-of-a-kind collector's vehicle. Here's where the incident occurred. And then destruction of private property and discrimination against military vets and collectors of motor vehicles. Collectors of motor vehicles is what is classified as historic interest. They can't do it. I am a vet. He has a badge and a gun, which makes him judge, jury for all of California and state laws. And then explanation on why you believe the state is responsible for damages. Force, pain, and penalty against my life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Suit under 26 USC SS 228. By the way, that is the Ku Klux Klan Act. When they make rules you cannot abide by, and they just put you in limbo and refuse to answer for what they did, you can sue them for the Ku Klux Klan Act. Yes, that took a lot of thinking. I am not a lawyer. This is for entertainment purposes only. For those people in a club, find out what you're going to do. So, sign the rest of it and sign it and send it into that. I have a title, which means I do not have a 97.1. I'm still working on the 97.1s. So I contacted the DMV office who's in charge of Newhall up where I live, and they said as long as I can find the secondary VIN on the truck, I can get it registered. So, and I'm just bypassing it. I'm going to register it in the new owner's name, and then I can do the transaction. I'm getting another truck I don't think I want to register it in California. By the way, when you register it, you are giving your property to the state. So I don't recommend anybody register a vehicle. What I recommend is put it under your estate, and that's not state, that's e-state. I have done it with just an SS4 form from the IRS, and then we're done. Under this, the rich don't own anything. Everything is owned by an estate or a LLC. LLCs will cost you $800 a month in California. Now, if you want to get a residence in another state without actually being a residence, but you have an address, go to the UPS office and not the post office. Get a UPS box. And what will go there is that gives you an address, because now it's not a P.O. box, which they refuse to mail to. It is now a suite number. So now it looks like you have an office, and this thing's only about as big as this window, and your mail goes in there, and they forward it to your current address whenever you ask them to. It cost me $26 a month for 3 years. So just letting you guys know. So that's where we are. Just letting you know. Tomorrow I'm going to sand down the VIN number so they can see it, because I have about 50 years of paint on it, and then go there for this, and hopefully I'll be able to process this. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so this is the update. I've contacted the Special Processing Unit for the DMV in Sacramento. I had talked to the headquarters via email, told them about CHP. So I went back to the CHP office and talked to the officer with 3 witnesses, of which he basically lied, said he only destroyed the DMV's paperwork, and I had no right to make a confession. The IA report I filed was a cover-up. I did file the case against the state of California for the officer, so I got him to sign under perjury of law for the state of California and lie under oath. So I did put in a lawsuit against the state of California and the CHP. The paperwork has been processed. This all occurred around the last few weeks of April. It's now June 26th. I contacted them towards the end of May. I got another extension for another, I think, 60 days to the end of July. They have not yet got to the processing yet. They will get to the processing. They're backed up for one reason or another. So I went to Ritchie Brothers and I picked up a spare tire for my truck, and found out through Ritchie Brothers that in order to get a Humvee registered, you remove the label plate from the vehicle itself, and you come in and register the vehicle as a special build vehicle. I will provide the paperwork on the bottom, and what that does is they need to supply a VIN. Now, you're not going to get out of your weight fees, but you are going to get it registered. However, once you do that, it will never again be considered a historic interest vehicle. And the historic interest is very precise to what you're trying to do. We do it on the 5 tons and the deuce and a halves and all the other ones, because it's almost $1,000. The truck weighs 22,408 pounds. It's over $1,000 in weight fees. So to do historic interest is basically a good idea. Now they say, oh, well, you can't drive it. Actually, you can. You can drive it to the mechanic. You can go this. Everybody's offering me money to take pictures with the truck. I even thought of driving up this road and offering tours, or at least drives to the top of Mount Lee, just to collect more money, because they don't pay us anything. So yeah, there are different things you can do to bypass it. As I said, you also have the other option of registering in another state. Just remember, when you register it, the person who owns it's on the back of it. So if you have a plate that says California, it's owned by California. You are just the registered owner. You don't pay your taxes, they steal your property. It's kind of the way they're going to do it with guns. So, according to Ritchie Brothers, remove the label plate, walk in, do not go to CHP for any reason. You go to the DMV, and it's up to the DMV to give you the appropriate equipment or to give you the VIN inspection and do all the other associated stuff. Leave CHP out of it. They're a bunch of crooks. They stole their retirement funds and screwed up their hours. They're not very happy people right now. I have another video on how they, I guess Governor Brown screwed everybody in California with the forever gas tax. So that's the update. It is now the 26th, and that's where I want to stop. But if you like more videos like this, leave a comment below. I will give you the number for the special processing unit. If you're going to start anything, contact them. Let them know what you want to do. They will tell you the paperwork that you need. There is a new haul office that I've been going to get through. Just be aware that new haul does not want you to register these vehicles. I had to go through their corporate headquarters, which is in Thousand Oaks, and talk to a guy by the name of Neil, who was very helpful in getting this processed. So that's the update, and I'll keep you guys informed.